Theresa May has now announced that she's going to be stepping down as Prime Minister. So who is going to succeed her? About 13 people, perhaps even more, have put their names forward. The election to be leader of the Conservative Party is in two stages. The first stage is with the MPs. The MPs produce a shortlist of 2 candidates. Then you go to the country, to party members, and then they will vote on who they want to be the leader. And that's interesting because the sort of thing that the MPs are looking for may be very different from the sort of thing that the members are looking for. The MPs will probably look for somebody who's sensible, sane, can appeal to the whole country, and the members are very, very strongly pro-Brexit. So Boris Johnson is, in some ways, the man to beat, and people have very strong opinions about him. People who like him really like him. People who dislike him really dislike him. He's had a very colourful private life, to put it very politely. He's a bit of a Trump figure, but he's got talent, he's got charisma, so he's able to reach the parts of the populace that most Tories can't reach. He will remould the Conservative Party as a pro-Brexit, nationalist, populist party. And that may just be the sort of party that the country wants to vote for. Michael Gove is a very innovative thinker. He's the cleverest of the lot intellectually. He's disliked by the Brexiteers because he's thought to have betrayed them. He's disliked by Boris Johnson because he knifed Boris Johnson in the back. So he's not trusted by everybody, but he's a very significant candidate. He's also been very good at running departments. He's run the Department of the Environment extremely well. He was a very innovative Secretary of State for Education. He's a thinker, and he's thought above all about the crisis of capitalism and about how we bring the nation back together after the financial crisis. Jeremy Hunt has a sort of Tony Blair quality in the sense that he's eloquent, he's very fast on his feet, and might be the sort of person who unites the party. He was in charge of the National Health Service for 5.5 years. That made him a lot of enemies, of course, in the public sector unions, but it shows an extraordinary grit and power and determination. He's a Remainer who's become a Leaver. He has appeal right across the party, and he has the appeal of being a safe pair of hands. However, the Leavers don't trust him because they think he's a bit too slippery, and he's not a person to run a very charismatic campaign. He'd be a much better campaigner than Theresa May was, but he doesn't get the excitement of politics very much. Sajid Javid is another party unity candidate and a big beast. He's Home Secretary at the moment. His father was a Muslim, he was a bus driver, and Sajid would be the first Muslim background Prime Minister, and that would enable the Conservative Party to be able to claim we were the first party to have a Jew as Prime Minister in Disraeli, we were the first party to have a woman as Prime Minister, now we're the first person to have somebody with a secularised Muslim as Prime Minister. That's an extraordinary thing for a party to be able to claim. The problem with Sajid, he's a bit boring, he's a bit of a technocrat, he looks more like a number 2 than a number 1. We've talked a lot about the Brexiteers who want to get one of their own candidates in, but we have to remember that the left of the party, the Remainers, will also have quite strong candidates, and probably the leader amongst them is Amber Rudd. She's very popular within the party. She has a sort of jolly hockey sticks head girl persona, which goes down very well with a lot of members. But she has disadvantages. Being a Remainer is a disadvantage in a party that's dominated by Brexiteers. And she had to leave her job as Home Secretary because of mishandling the Windrush scandal. But her support will nevertheless be very, very important. Having Amber Rudd as it were, a Deputy Prime Minister to a Leaver Prime Minister would be an interesting and powerful ticket. This could be one of the most important leadership struggles the Conservative Party has faced for a long time. And we could easily have a candidate who emerges from this who will take the Conservative Party in a very nationalist, populist direction, rather similar to Trump. Or we could have a managerial candidate who tries to clear up the mess, act as a steady pair of hands, and reintroduces the old tradition of a very managerial, consensual, one-nation conservatism.